Kiev is an elegant hub that easily holds its own among other European capitals. Arts, theater, and politics of all colors and creeds come together in this dynamic but often overlooked city. Right in the middle of Ukraine, Kiev is central to Ukrainian cultural life and is an energetic and cosmopolitan place for students to come. The city accommodates all tastes, from the late-nighters to the high-art lovers, the sporty, the travelers, and the adventurous. From ancient Slavic to Russian Imperial, Soviet, and now newborn independence, the city has ancient roots that are visible today, even as Ukraine's future is still anyone's guess. The School of Russian and Asian Studies, partnered with Novomova, provides intensive language instruction that empowers students to dive into everything Ukraine has to offer. Professional language teachers teach classes entirely in Russian or Ukrainian, but Russian is definitely the language of the street. From the absolute beginner to the professional interpreter, specially designed courses challenge students at any level of the language.
My Russian improved more than it has in any other point in my life, any other point in my study, living in any other part of the Russian-speaking world. Made a lot of progress during that time. I was happy with it.
Oh, I've seen massive improvement while I've been at Novomova, actually. It's partly thanks to the classes, partly thanks to, just living here. I would say that I speak probably 2 or 3 times better than I did when I got here. No, I think that could go fine in the movie, couldn't it?
Students are thrust into the language. Peer tutors and homestays reinforce the gains made in class.
They have us living with a host family, so you're forced to use the language in order to survive.
The total immersion here is pretty challenging at first, but it definitely helps you improve very quickly.
The diverse and multinational array of students at Novomova makes for a welcoming social environment, even for those who come to Kiev alone.
I met a lot of new people, and in general, everyone was extremely nice, very accommodating. At Novomova, everyone was always willing to help me. Otherwise, generally in Kiev, the population of the city is really nice.
The question is what? How are the people in Kiev? The people in Kiev are great. I love the people in Kiev. There's some добрые люди здесь. Good people.
The School of Russian and Asian Studies is now offering a post-Soviet conflict zones program, which looks at history, conflict resolution, and policymaking in Ukraine, Moldova, Russia, and Georgia. Students start in Moscow and then travel to Kiev, where they are based for the semester. The knowledgeable staff at Novomova leads travel to Transnistria and Moldova, as well as to Georgia and the Crimea. The partnership between the School of Russian and Asian Studies and Novomova has also resulted in an innovative culinary studies program that looks at culinary arts and gastronomic anthropology in Ukraine and Georgia. Travel is included in this program, as well as a lot of the great food that these 2 hospitable countries have to offer. Students of Russian may be wary of studying in Ukraine. However, the country gives a fascinating and unique view of the post-Soviet world, distinct from what one sees in Russia, but equally as valuable. Traveling to other former Soviet republics is also much simpler from Ukraine because of its central location and lenient visa requirements.
Between living in Russia and living in Ukraine, I have this idea in my head that Ukraine is somehow brighter and more colorful and warmer, which is probably true. It's warmer there. So it just conjures up more positive images for me.
Somewhere between the capital flair of Moscow and the sophistication of St. Petersburg, Kiev stands out as one of the most beautiful and interesting cities of the Russian-speaking world.